What's up, people? I am back. Sorry I haven't did a video in a week. I just kind of decided to take a week off. I should have announced it, but next time if I do something like that, I will announce it. Sorry I didn't. But we did do Pin Down today, so subscribe to that. But today, we are doing a Screenrant article, and then I'm going to do The Room, because I already watched it. Low-key, I might just do that tomorrow. I might just review that tomorrow, get that out the way. Because, God, that was a trip. I guess really quick mini review. I've never really sat all the way through it. I've seen like people in like videos when they would react to it or roast it, they would have like the movie, but it's like very condensed and it is fucking bad. It's even worse in real time. But it's so bad but funny. The fact that clearly sorry Tommy Wiseau, you did not know what you were filming there. It was just a lot of meandering shots, a lot of repeat shots. His girlfriend constantly talking about, "Oh, I want to break up with Johnny," talking to his mom, her mom. They do that scene like 3 or 4 times in the movie. There's just random cutscenes. There's like no cohesion. The acting's really bad. Some of the worst sex scenes ever. I'll admit the music they play during the sex scenes is probably the only positives I have. The songs are pretty good. But aside from that, the movie is horrible. But we'll go more into it tomorrow. But today, I found another Screen Rant article where they're talking about Prey again. But this time, it's not a bad list like I did a while ago. This is going to be specifically talking about Prey. The best Predator movie in 35 years brought my love for the franchise back. And I already read a couple of things. For one, I saw that they mentioned one thing that caught my fucking eye that made me like, what the fuck? Is when they straight up said that Predator 2 was good, but it was a retread of the first one. Like, what? Nigga, what are you talking about? Predator 2 is not a retread. And I'm going to go more into that when we get through it, but like, Prey is just not a good film. I don't understand the defense for this film. I'll admit, some of the kills are decent, but Naru's not an interesting character. She's fucking boring. 2022's sorry, I got distracted by this title. Recaptured the straightforward thrills of no, it didn't. It got nothing of the original. It was not good. The Predator was stupid as fuck in it. It was doing things, and I'm like, that's not what the Yacha would do. Very uncharacteristic. I don't even really like the design of the Predator in the movie. The third act is fucking dog shit. It's probably it's the worst third act in the entire franchise. Where I get it. They at least were smart and not have her like physically take out the Predator, but it was still fucking terrible. And I read up to when there was a part in this article where they mentioned, oh, clearly the agenda came out that they just like Naira because she's a woman. Because it was like, oh, in this machismo-filled frame. I'm like, God, fuck off. Anna's in the fucking first movie. You have fucking Leona in the second one, who she's a cop who she clearly, well, you see her fight, and so frustrating because Predator is a sad franchise, but and I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't want to see Predators versus Native Americans. That just did not interest me. There's so many obviously everyone has talked about Predator versus Samurai. Get fucking Hiroku Sanada versus a Predator. I would fucking be there in a second. Dude, I've seen some people suggest Predator versus Cowboys. There was a fan film that did Predators versus like Medieval Knights, which was pretty good from a couple years ago. It's like there's a couple ideas you could do. Basically just do Predator insert fucking time period. I guess that's the one thing I'll give this movie. It had that idea, but there's far more compelling stories you could have done. The brother was an okay character, but he's not even the main character. You had the mean white guys, I think they were Portuguese or whatever, but they were basically the mean white guys of the film because they needed to be there just so they could get killed because he needed a body count. It's not a good movie, man. I've not rewatched Prey. I've only seen it once, and I plan on never watching it again. I don't understand the love for it. No, I've seen it twice. I've watched it once by myself, and I watched it with a friend. But it's not a good film. It's not, I'll say this, it's not as bad as Romulus. but it's not good either. It's very much like, of all things you could have done, you could have done with a Predator movie, you do this. And there's a moment where Naru gets caught in a leg trap, but like the very next day she's just jumping around. It's like, what the fuck? I don't think she's a Mary Sue necessarily. She's not a good character. That's just all I'll flat out say. And when you have good characters in the first... That's the other thing. Predator is built on great characters. The first film, great characters. The second film, I love the cop team. You know, Leona, Danny, Harrigan, you know, fucking Jerry. That's Bill Paxton's character. You know, even Keys. And then even King Willie, who's a drug lord. Like, you had a bunch of different characters in Predator 2. That's one of the reasons I love it. You know, even the Predator had interesting characters. I like the Yakuza character. I liked Walton Goggins. Adrian Brody was okay. I didn't mind the girl character. She was tied to Anna. But, you know, even, Machete was in it. So, he was in it. So, I liked his character. So, I just... As much as I had issues with the Predators, but that's really, and Prey just didn't have good characters. Besides the brother, I didn't care about any of the other characters. They were just there. Some of them were just there to get killed, or Naru had no character besides I want to hunt. That's it. That was her entire personality. I understand it was a different time period, but you can still make compelling characters within different time periods. God forbid you do that and not just make Naru a one-dimensional fucking boring character. And honestly, the characters around her were boring too. Ugh. So, no. Anyways, we're going to start getting into this article. Tomorrow, The Room review, and I'm probably just going to do that during the day at some point tomorrow. I'm going to do The Room, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do Monday. And then, yeah. But, other than that, let's subscribe to Pin Down Podcast. We'll be back. Should be back next Saturday. We are going to be recording something for the channel here pretty soon, listing our favorite heels in wrestling, heel turns in wrestling. So we'll be doing that sometime this week. We haven't picked a day yet, but we should be doing that, recording that sometime this week, and it'll be out. And I'm assuming we'll be streaming next Saturday. But other than that, let's get into this. Alright, let's get started. Although I liked most of the Predator, 2022's Prey was the first one that I don't even know how this would reignite interest. It's, you know what it is? And it was a symptom of, same thing happened with Romulus. They both came off dog shit movies. Romulus came off Covenant, you know, and then Prey is even worse because it came off The Predator, which is Predator versus Autism. Anything literally would have been better than that. Like, it's not going to take, really anything could have been better than that. Doesn't make it a good movie. You know, and I hate that mentality just because it came off something worse. Now automatically it looks like it's like the first water you find in the desert, but it's mediocre water. It's like fucking faucet water. Not fucking filtered, is what I mean. Not filtered fucking sink water. That's what this movie is, compared to fucking you to have no water before with fucking The Predator. So that's one of the reasons I think it gets looked at so fondly, partially just because how bad The Predator was. Okay. Predator 2 unleashed the monster in a concrete jungle instead of the original movie's literal jungle. It wasn't as intense and... What? I would argue Predator 2's hot take. I think it's almost as good as the first. I think the first edges it out, because the first is like literally it's my fourth favorite film of all time. But Predator 2 is a very close to the first. It's like The Lost World to me, where it's practically close to the original. It is so good. I never understood the hate for Predator 2 by some people. I think partially, I think there's a portion of people just didn't like it because Arnold wasn't in it. Maybe some people didn't like, because I have seen some of the criticism of all the characters are too over the top, but I think they work. I don't think they're as over the top. Alright, let's see. Prey was the best. It's not at all. It didn't reinvent the. What did it reinvent? It was the first movie in a way. What are you talking about? And then she somehow had these berries that can neutralize, or whatever. It was like something that can neutralize your body, which realistically, that'll fucking kill you, by the way. But, okay. Oh! What? Unlike Predator, Prey was set in the feature the most. Huh? Predator had literally multiple. You had a couple white characters, obviously. You had Schwarzenegger's not American, by the way. Fucking. You had two black characters. What? My God, I hate you people. Because these weirdos count how many, like, certain. You know, like, what do you mean diverse? Prey was like Native Americans and then the white guys. That's kind of it. There was no other. What are you talking about? And then you have, you had the Native American character. You had a bunch of them. You actually had a bunch, and then Anna. What are we talking about? Oh, I hate you people. I hate you. I hate you. Okay. Oh, fucking, I hate Screenrant. You're fucking so much ads and fucking makes me reload my page anyway. The Predator movie franchise had a rough what? Okay, to an extent I can agree, but I don't even agree at the time after no, it had a rough journey after Predator 2. I liked Predators, but one of my issues with Predators really fundamentally was that I felt like the third act really is what hurt it. I like the idea of the different Predators. Granted, I think they made the I'll just call them the Bad Bloods for argument's sake, because those are a sect of Predators that, you know, don't have honor and they just will kill. They are in the movie. Granted, they're called something else, but they're pretty much based off the Bad Bloods. But they're a little OP, and I also wanted more of that fight with the Predator. Because the Predator they use is similar to the Jungle Predator from the first film, and I wanted more from that fight. And I felt like the third act trying to just basically be the first movie again. I didn't love. It was nah. I would have been better off having the Predator team up with it, which they did, but they should have been both of them taking on the Predator. And really, it should have been the 87 one. Maybe they kill each other and that I don't know. Prey is as nasty. Clever? What the fuck? Oh my God. How is Prey clever? You mean having one of the dumbest fucking endings where the Predator's fucking own helmet target? That wouldn't happen. I really believe the Yachas would have some kind of failsafe where their weapons can't be used on themselves. Outside of maybe the Bad Bloods, but largely their weapons should not be able to be used on themselves. They would have a fucking failsafe for that. Get the fuck out of here. I never bought that. I get it. They didn't want to have her physically kill the Predator, but come on. That was stupid. But yeah, that's clever. Sure. It's fucking clever. And nasty. Yeah, nasty because it was fucking shit. And it was not unpredictable. It was very predictable, by the way. So I don't even fucking agree with that. Predator 2 Urban set up some colorful characters and fun sequences, but the movie still feels like... how is it a retread? I'm still confused on how Predator 2 was a retread. Predator 1 was very much bare bones. You only had Dutch's team, and then Anna, who comes in the middle of the movie. Outside of that, and I don't even count the guys that kill at the camp, largely it was just Dutch's team. Predator 2 has a bunch of background characters outside of fucking Harrigan's team. You know, you have Keyes, You have King Willie, who's one of the drug lords. And even the Colombians, even though they're not real characters, they're just there really to get killed. But you have characters throughout, even the fucking reporter. There's a bunch of outside characters. That alone makes it different. And then obviously the Predator being in the city, and it is not, to me, a retread as if you're paced the same way as the first one, and it's not at all. Very much differently paced. What are we fucking talking about? Oh, and it's a retread by giving you the reveal that Predator's tied to Alien. Yeah, that's totally a retread. What the fuck are you smoking, Screenrant? Oh my god. If you want to like Prey, fine, but when you make fucking shit up, how the Predator 2 is not a retread. That is the one thing I have never heard people who necessarily don't like Predator 2. They don't say it's a retread at all. If they do, they're fucking retarded. Like whoever wrote this article. That's fucking dumb. Predator 2 is not a retread. If you don't like the film, fine. But don't... That is not a fucking... That's not a criticism. That's not a real thing. Predator 2 is definitely a fucking different film. Yeah, because the first Predator revealed that, you know, it's tied to Alien. No, it didn't, by the way. Also, you had a character who fucking... Like who actually knew what the Predator was. Yeah, because that's the other thing the first one had. No, it didn't. Like, do you motherfuckers actually watch the movies you're fucking talking about? I mean, no, it's been largely because I've said this multiple times, but... You know, I always feel like I have to ask it, but I know the answer. These motherfuckers clearly didn't watch the movie. Either movie, Predator 1 or 2. Or they weren't fucking paying attention. Ugh, fuck it anyway, let's move on. Another dummy. It's not a redesign, you stupid fuck. There's multiple different versions of the Predators because they're called the Yacha. They're a race. They're not just fucking... It's not just one Predator. They're just redesigned a million times. No, there's different versions. There's a version called the Bad Bloods. A lot of the Predators have their own unique design. That's always been a thing. It's not a redesign. You're acting like this is like Jason, who's one character, but he has multiple redesigns. This isn't that. The Predator's a fucking race. Oh my god. Are you like trying to separate it from the other movies that you're just basically treating the Predator as just a one-off character that's just had multiple redesigns? Okay. Fucking idiot. All the earlier Predator sequels made things more complex. What? So they basically don't like that other Predator movies added stuff. So yeah, fuck the lore. Also fucking dumb fuck who wrote this article. There was a bunch of there was Predator comics, by the way, by Dark Horse that explored the Predators too, that were after the film. Probably the second one, but still. The Predator 2 expanded the lore by tying Alien to it. So yeah, throw that out the window. So you can have this shit fucking Prey movie that's dog shit and that's mediocre. But it's only considered decent, because it's not as bad as fucking the Autism is the Next Step in Human Evolution movie. Man. What are we talking about? I mean, I'll agree the Predator was trash, but that doesn't make this movie good. Less is more. No, that's not the problem. I don't inherently hate the idea of making it simple. But you're making it as simple as having boring characters like Naru. Who I found a list where they named her like one of the greatest Predator characters. Like she's like, I think it was another Screenrant article. This was like a while ago though. It's like one of the earlier Screenrant is gays, where they basically said like she was the best Predator character. So I don't even understand this argument. I don't necessarily disagree with it, but that's not really what the problem is. I didn't inherently hate the idea of the Predator lore being expanded and there being more. It's just some of it wasn't good. Like, and the fact that you're throwing Predator 2 in that, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna keep Sam and reiterate. Predator 2 showed us that it's tied with Alien in the films. Yeah, in the comics, they were tied together, but in the films, It's finally confirmed. But yeah, fuck that, right? Expand the lore of the Yacha itself, by the way. The different weapons. And you also saw different... I forgot to mention that part. You had different Yacha show. We actually saw the Elder Predator. And a bunch of different other versions. But yeah, fuck that. Because we gotta have this movie with this boring chick. One of the dumbest endings ever. Man. Prey just... there was nothing there. It was... I think the other problem I had was it was kind of soulless. It had the same problem I had with Romulus a little bit, where it was soulless. Obviously, I don't think it's as egregious where it just straight up rips off scenes from Predator, the other Predator movies. I'll give it that. At least it did something on its own. Not good, but still on its own. So... but I think that's fundamentally the issue with this movie, is that it just... you had no compelling characters, and that's what made the first Predator so good. And I think some of us take that for granted. What made the first Predator great was the characters. Yeah, I love the Predator himself, the creature itself. It's a great creature design. It's iconic. But what made that movie was the characters. Because you don't see the Predator for a lot of it. You just see its vision. But you don't see it for a long fucking time. It's almost like Jaws effect. A little bit. Where you, granted, it's a bit more because you at least see its view. But Predator was a character film. So was Predator 2. That's one of the reasons I love it. I love the character, Harrigan's team. I like Danny. I like Leona. She was a good female character, which I'm going to get to, because clearly I'm just going to spoil it. One of the things they mention is that the Predator franchise was too machismo. So they only liked Nara because she was a girl. God forbid you at least liked her because she was an interesting character. No, she was just a girl. Even though she was not interesting at all. And, Leona's not a lead character, but she was far more compelling. I'm going to be honest, I found her far more compelling as a character, even though she was a side character. But it doesn't matter. She's far more compelling as a character. And, Anna in the first one, she's not like a physical fighter character, but I like the fact that she basically knows what it is. But she knows what it is as she doesn't know what exactly. Keyes knows what it is. But she knows, she's heard the legend. She's almost knows it as, a legend. Yeah, she knows it as, an urban legend, which I like. And she was, like I said, she was an interesting character, and I liked her dynamic. Prey had zero characters I really liked. Not the brother, but you don't get a lot of him. Who knows? Maybe this movie would have worked. Obviously, I would have still fixed the ending. I don't like the idea of the Predator's own fucking weapon being able to target another prey. I don't buy that would happen. Because one, it's 1719. She wouldn't even know what the fuck to do with it, for one. That's the point. Another point, but another bigger one. I really believe they would have their weapons fail-safe. Even in a modern setting, where we would not necessarily know what it is, but we would actually be able to do something with it, because we're in modern times. They're not going to, test it and do experiments. Either way, I really believe that Yacha would have that's one of the reasons they blow themselves up. That's the other thing. It would have just blown itself up. And those stuck in the... No, it would have blown itself up the moment it got targeted. It would have blown itself up. You know why? Because it's one of the reasons they do it is because they don't want humans taking the technology and it get found. Because the Predators, the Yacha are smart like that. They think about shit like that. They don't want fucking humans or whatever thing they're at finding their weaponry and potentially using it. And also I just don't buy they would have a fail-safe. They would do something where they wouldn't be able to target other Yacha relatively. It's so dumb. I fucking hate it. I don't like Prey. Because one, I don't like how overhyped it was. Because partially it was overhyped just because it was way better than the Predator, which isn't fucking hard, by the way. But it's still not a good movie. It's like a 4 to 5 out of 10 movie. Maybe a 5 out of 10. I'll be nice and I'll give it like a 5 out of 10, but anyway, what's next for Predator After Prey and why you should be? I'm not excited. I'm not. I'll just announce it. One of the things they're doing, like, they're doing 2 movies. They're doing some cyberpunk movie. They're doing a Predator Badlands, which I think that's the future one. And I'm just, they're not just doing the fucking easiest fucking layup in the world. Get Hiroki Sanada. He just got like an award. I don't remember what the award was. He got an award for fucking Shogun. Get him. Do a samurai. Get him. Get some other good actors to play samurai. And do a samurai versus fucking Predator movie. Dude, the amount of people who want that. That was going to be one of my original Predator movie pitches, but I've seen that pitch so many times I don't want to, like, take it. But even my idea for that video. Do a Predator movie set in Vietnam where it's a period piece. Get some good fucking actors to play Vietnam soldiers. And you kind of can bring it back to the first movie. If you want to bring it back to the movie and bring it simplicity, right? You set it in the jungle like the fucking first one. I don't understand. That would work fucking much better. That would work much fucking better. Setting it in the jungle. And I was have it captured Viet Cong. Or in the end, the main character who's like a main soldier. And then the Viet Cong have to work together to try to beat the Predator. That could have been the fucking movie. That's far more compelling. But obviously the samurai one, that's like the one you should just hot shot. I don't understand. Why are we doing... I like Ellie Fanning. Why are we doing a Predator movie like that? As Prey's female lead was another major element of its success. No, it wasn't. Naru felt like a breath of fresh air in a franchise full of me. There's women in the franchise, you stupid fuck! And I'm not counting Predators, but even, the Predator, I mean. Predators had a female character. The first Predator did have a female character, which he claimed to love, by the way, stupid idiot. Fucking Predator 2 had a female character. So that really just comes down to you just happy to have a woman lead. And I don't really care for a futuristic Predator movie. I just... Come on, man. Give me a fucking... I don't really understand, do a Predator period piece. I think that's really... You could do a story of how Predator got the fucking gun from the fucking second movie. But no, you guys didn't do that. No, let's not do that. Obviously the samurai idea, even my idea. Fucking, even a modern, soldiers kind of movie where you could want to make it simple, keep it in the jungle or something like that. And get a good, pretty much just get Jason Statham, a bunch of action actors. Almost like the Expendables in a way, but against the Predators. But even it doesn't have to be the actual Expendables, but like a pseudo. Get a bunch of big name actors. I don't know if some of them are wanting to get killed or not, but that would be a fucking dope movie. No. And if you want, you can have a badass female character in there. You can have a female soldier in there. I don't know, like a Michelle Rodriguez. She plays roles like that often anyway. Why not? Fucking A, dude. It's like... There's so many interesting ideas, and they don't do it. And then you got idiots like this defending a mediocre movie like Prey, which didn't reinvent shit, and calling it clever. That broke me. I'm like, Predator acting very uncharacteristic. Yes, Predator being stupid as fuck, and it doesn't have the. Even the Predators in AVP, the first one, are described as kind of young Yacha. This is their first hunt. Even they are still more intelligent. They weren't just killing random animals like the Predator in this movie, which is very uncharacteristic, by the way. The only animal I could see it fucking challenging is like a bear, because it's like, okay, we deemed worthy, because it's a bear. It's like an apex predator. Okay, makes sense. But it's not gonna kill like a wolf and just random shit just cuz. Makes no fucking sense. And and the way it just, and I don't even really like the design, and it just, no, and like I said, no interesting characters, and that's fundamentally what made the first two Predator movies, is you have strong fucking characters. It was a character movie first, before you got fucking the Predator shit, you know? And I think it's just frustrating that you could have had something really good with Prey. Actually, I honestly think you should have just never did that idea. Do Predators versus Cowboys, and you know what? Cowboys, you can have Native American characters. So you could have the brother character, and then have like a cowboy character. They almost have to team up, kind of have that, like, do something like that. Prey, and you could have still called it Prey, I guess. I don't even really like the name, but if you wanted to keep that name. Only thing, it would be 1719. I'd make it like whenever it was like cowboy time. So I obviously pushed the time ahead a lot. But outside of that, it should have just been Predator. It should have just been that. But no, we have to. There's so many interesting Predators versus Vikings. I just thought about that. There was one time I even mentioned Predators versus Spartans. There's so many ideas you could fucking do, and they do the opposite because you want to do Prey. Anyways, Screenrant. This was fucking stupid. Like I mentioned, review The Room tomorrow. The Room. Oh, hi, Mark. It's the most worst dialogue ever. But I'm not gonna lie, it was a comedy. I was having fun roasting it on Wednesday. But yeah. So I'll review that tomorrow, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do Monday. And then yeah. But anyways, guys, get ready to call it here. Screenrant. This is fucking stupid. This is not the best Predator movie. The best Predator movie since the first one is the second one, and that's that. There's a reason we talk about Predator 2. You notice, really, Prey is almost forgotten. It's one of the, that's like, maybe that could be a video idea, because I've noticed that as more recently, is how, like, much of in the culture zeitgeist, rarely new movies stay, and I'm sorry about that, fucking A. How much new movies are almost just forgotten about, like Prey. In terms of the Predator franchise, I only really hear the first one and still the second one, and maybe even the Predators a little bit. And I'm the only talk about the Predators because we roast it, so I don't count that one. But in terms of the ones we really like, it's the first two. I don't hear people talk about Prey as much as it's so beloved and it brought the franchise back. It almost is forgetting it. Same thing with Romulus. Romulus came out only in August, and it's really not mentioned anymore. I noticed that. Not all movies. There's still, like, John Wick. A lot of the newer John Wicks we still talk about. We still talk about some of the new we still talk about Halloween 2018 relatively. So I'm not saying new movies don't get talked about. We even still talk about Jurassic World. So it's not always the case, but I have noticed that, like, that some movies just get forgotten, like, in the ether. Like, it's almost like they never came out, and they don't have staying power in the sense of the discussion. I'll admit, Prey was talked about when it initially came out, but now we're like almost 3 years later, and I feel like it almost never came out. it practically never came out. It's like it has no staying power in the discussion. But other than that, guys, so that's just one thing I noticed. But anyway, I'm gonna call it here, and yeah, subscribe to Pin Down Podcast. Talk to y'all later.